All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this one. I've got it all set up with the table, and I've put the elements in where they belong. So we have to ask ourselves, what are we going to multiply 3x by to get 6x to the fourth? And we know that's going to be 2x cubed. Once we put that in, the 2x cubed, we can multiply by -1 to get -2x cubed. And then again, I color code to make it a little bit easier to see what goes together. But now you've got to find out, what's going to add to -2x cubed, so you get -5x cubed. And we know that's going to be -3x cubed. And then we can start the whole process again. So what do we multiply 3x by to get -3x cubed? And we know that that's going to be -1x squared. And then 1x squared times -1 is 1x squared. And then we know we have to add something to 1x squared to get 10x squared. So that's going to be 9x squared. And then we ask ourselves, what are we going to multiply 3x by to get 9x squared? And hopefully, that's another easy one, is 3x. 3x times -1 will be -3x. And then we ask ourselves, what are we going to multiply -1 by? I'm sorry. What do we add to -3x to get -18x? And that's going to be -15x. And then we can start that process again. So -15, we can get that by multiplying 3x by -5x, or -5, sorry. And then -5 times -1 gives us +5. And then we don't have to add anything to 5 to get 5, so our remainder, remember that last box here is our remainder. Our remainder is 0. All right, I've got it all set up for us, ready to go. We put what we're dividing by on the side of the box, and then we're trying to figure out what goes on the top of the box. So we ask ourselves, what times x gives us x cubed? And we know that's going to be x squared. And then we know that we're going to take that x squared and multiply it by -3 to get -3x squared. And then we have to ask ourselves, what do we add to -3x squared to get +x squared? And we know that's going to be, so that's tricky. You got to think about that. That's going to be 4x squared, right? So now we go back to the beginning and we ask ourselves, what do we multiply x by to get 4x squared? And we know that's going to be 4 times x. And then we can start multiplying this column. So 4x times -3 is going to give us -12x. Okay, and then we have to ask ourselves, what do we add to -12x to get -14x? That's going to be -2x. And then right back to the start. So what do we multiply x by to get -2x? So that's going to be -2. And then we ask ourselves, -2 times -3 is what? And that's going to be 6. And then we have to think about, what are we going to add to 6 to get 3? And that's going to determine whether or not we have a remainder. So we would have to actually add -3 to 6 to get +3. That's our remainder. So our answer looks like it's x. Let me write my answer here. The answer is actually x squared plus 4x minus 2 minus 3 over x minus 3. It's the top row and then minus the remainder divided by what was on the left side of the box. That's your answer.